Hello, book lovers and future book lovers too. I'm here to welcome you guys to my channel, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and why I created the channel. So come with me. So, who am I? My name is Kathleen Paneto. Yes, I know, it's a hard name, even for Brazilians. Like, Kathleen is not a Brazilian name, and Paneto is from Italy. And I received it from my husband. On my Brazilian YouTube channel, I use my maiden name. It's Kathleen Carramões, and here I use Kathleen Paneto. But yeah, so you can call me Kathleen. And I created the English channel because 2 years and a half ago, when I created my Brazilian YouTube channel, my focus was to spread how good reading is for people. Like, I wish I could influence people to become readers, to read books. So this is my main goal. This is my main this is something that I'm passionate about. Like, I love reading and I love talking about books, and I wish more and more people could become readers themselves. Like, yeah, like this, like when I was a teenager, I really loved books. I started reading books because of school. I am a little bit different from other like people here in Brazil. Here in Brazil, a lot of people have negative memories with books from school because you are obligated to read certain titles here because of the school curriculum. So people have like nightmares from their Portuguese and literature teachers, but my teacher was very cool. She let us choose our books, and this is how I started as a reader. I had a certain amount of independence while choose my books when I was in 6th grade. Like, the teacher used to get many books from the library and take to her classroom, and she would call us and let us choose. So she didn't pick one book and everybody was obligated to read that specific book. No, she was like, kids, you have to read a book for next month, but come here and choose the book you want to read. And that's what made me love it, because every month when I chose the book, it was a book I really wanted to read. I wasn't obligated to read that book. I chose to read that book for the test, and that made a difference. I really liked it. I really liked the process of going to the teacher's table and reading all like those summaries at the back of the book and deciding, teacher, I want this one for my test. So yes, it was fun. And then I was an active reader up to my teenage years, up to when I was 16 years old. And then I got my own notebook, like my own computer, personal computer in my house. Because my brother used to have his computer, because my brother is 11 years older than me. So he already worked when I was a teenager, and he had his computer, and sometimes he let me use it for like school research and stuff like that, but it wasn't mine. And then I got my own computer, and the internet was getting popular when I was a teenager, so I stopped reading. Like, this is my story with books. Like, I was really in love with books up to when I was a teenager, and then the internet came, and then I stopped reading. But a few years ago, I was looking through YouTube, and then I saw that there are a lot of people talking about books on YouTube. And like, I mean, like 5 years ago or something. And then I was like, wow, like a lot of people love books like I used to love. So I'm going to start reading again. And then I spent like some years reading a lot. Like, I went back to reading every month instead of like once every 2 years, because the internet didn't allow me to. So yes, I went back to being an active reader. And after like some years watching a lot of like people talking about books on YouTube and reading myself, I was like, oh, because another thing was, I didn't have anybody around me to talk about books. Like, I didn't have anybody to have a conversation about what I was reading. So I was like, I wish I could influence people to read more. I wish I could influence people to become readers or to go back to reading if they lost their passions like I did. Like, because I was a reader when I was a kid and a teenager, and then I stopped. So I was influenced back to reading because of YouTube. And then I was like, why don't I do the same? Like, it would be awesome if I could influence my friends to read and talk to me about books too. So I created 2 years and a half ago my Brazilian like YouTube channel talking about books. I don't really like using the word booktube. I don't know. I don't know. I just want to influence people to read because reading is good for you. But I don't know if I am a booktuber. I mean, clearly I don't do that professionally. So I created my Brazilian YouTube channel. I have like almost 200 videos there. And then a few months ago, I was like, well, I speak English and maybe I can use this ability to talk to more people about books because my videos in Portuguese, they are only for people who speak Portuguese, like Brazilian people, people from Portugal, Angola, I think. Like it is a language that is less spoken in the world, even though in Brazil we have like 200 million people. But yes, compared to the amount of people who speak English, Portuguese is less spoken. And I was like, if my goal, if my inspiration with this YouTube channel is to influence people to read more, and if I want to speak to more people, I think it would be interesting to start an English speaking channel talking about the books I read. And yes, here I am. So now you know a little bit more about me, a little bit more about how I became like an active reader. And the reason why I have the channel is to show people that it's possible to be an active reader and still work, because I work full time. I am a private tutor here in Brazil, so that's my full-time job. I only read when I'm not working. So yeah, you can read even though you have a full-time job. You can read even though you have internet. You can read even though you watch Netflix sometimes too. Like you can do both. Like you can be online and you can also take some time off your like social media to read, and that's what I do. I try to balance everything. Like you can balance, like you can be a wife and you can clean your house and you can work and you can also find time to read because I do that. So it is possible to still read books even though we are in the technological internet universe now, right? So this is my focus with this channel, to try to help people to become readers. So I will talk about all types of books. Like I read romantic books, I read classics, I read Brazilian books, I read international books, I read adventurous books, I read biographies. Like I read everything. And I'm okay with that. I don't have any judgment against any kind of book. I think that people will read what they like to read, and that's fine. And I'm here to give you guys tips, and I'm here to talk to you guys about my experience with the books, and maybe hopefully you will like reading too. And if you already like books, it's already for you too, because maybe you were listening about a book and you didn't know if that book was interesting or not, then you watch the video about my experience with the book and then you like it too. So it's for everybody. So welcome to the channel, and I hope to see you on next videos. Bye bye.